Chosen one, stop right now and hear this with your spirit, not just your ears. This message found you at this exact moment because heaven has been watching your financial struggles. What's happening to your money isn't random. It isn't natural. It's supernatural warfare. You've been asking God, why does money come to me but never stays? Why do I work harder than others but have less to show? Why do my finances collapse right before my breakthrough? Chosen one. Before we go deeper, pause for a moment. If this message is already speaking to your spirit, don't just watch silently. Subscribe now so you don't miss the confirmations God sends your way. You know how the enemy tries to distract you right when you need a word the most. God is opening your eyes today to see what's been hidden from you. There are 9 dangerous traps specifically designed to steal money from those who carry divine purpose. These aren't ordinary financial problems. They're spiritual attacks disguised as money issues. You feel it, don't you? That strange pattern where blessing comes but somehow slips through your fingers. The unexpected bills that arrive the moment increase comes. The way people suddenly need financial help right when your storehouse begins to fill. This is not coincidence. This is targeted. The enemy knows he cannot stop your calling, so he attacks your resources instead. He cannot silence your voice, so he drains your capacity to amplify it. He cannot steal your anointing, so he attempts to make you too financially exhausted to use it. God is revealing something profound today. Your financial struggle is actually confirmation of your spiritual significance. The level of warfare against your money directly reflects the level of impact your purpose carries. Every unexplained financial drain, every relationship that mysteriously costs you money, every bad luck moment with your finances. These are evidence that you carry something the enemy fears. Today, divine recognition comes to your spirit. You are not cursed. You are not failing. You are not doing something wrong. You are experiencing targeted financial warfare because your destiny threatens the kingdom of darkness. But recognition is just the beginning. God is not only showing you the problem, He's revealing the solution. These 9 traps have remained effective because they've remained hidden until now. Your season of financial breakthrough begins with spiritual sight. What has been stolen will be restored 7-fold once these traps are exposed and dismantled. The reason most chosen ones never experience lasting wealth is because they're fighting the wrong battle. They think their financial struggles are about money, but God is revealing a deeper truth. Your money is just the most visible battlefield in a much larger war. Think about it. When did your financial struggles intensify? Wasn't it right after you said yes to your calling? Wasn't it when you stepped into purpose? Wasn't it when you began to impact others with your gift? This is the hidden reality. The enemy isn't after your bank account. He's after your destiny. Your finances are simply his easiest target. Every time you take a step toward your divine assignment, invisible forces mobilize against your resources. Why? Because purpose requires provision. Ministry needs money. Impact demands investment. By attacking your finances, the enemy hopes to exhaust you, distract you, and ultimately neutralize your effectiveness. Look closely at the pattern in your life. Notice how money problems appear most intensely right before major spiritual advancement. This is not random timing, it's strategic spiritual opposition. The battlefield is hidden because it's designed to make you blame yourself instead of recognizing the attack. You've been thinking, I must be bad with money, or maybe I'm not blessed financially, when the truth is, your financial difficulties are evidence of your spiritual significance. God is pulling back the curtain today to show you what's really happening. Those aren't just bills piling up. They're spiritual barriers attempting to block your breakthrough. That isn't just a bank account. It's a spiritual storehouse being targeted. Even now, as you receive this revelation, something is stirring in the spiritual realm. The enemy's tactics only work when hidden. Once exposed, they lose their power. This is why financial education alone hasn't solved your money problems. This is why budgeting apps haven't stopped the drain. This is why conventional financial advice hasn't worked for you. You've been applying natural solutions to a supernatural problem. But today, everything changes. God is taking you behind the scenes of your financial struggles to reveal the hidden battlefield. And once you see it, once you understand the true nature of this warfare, you'll never approach your finances the same way again. Your breakthrough begins with this recognition. Your money problems were never about money at all. Chosen one. What you're about to receive is not just information, it's revelation. God is giving you a spiritual diagnosis of your financial condition that will forever change how you see your money struggles. There are 9 specific traps designed to steal money from those marked for divine purpose. These traps aren't random, they're calculated, strategic, and specifically engineered for someone with your spiritual sensitivity and calling. The first trap is spiritual leakage, where money escapes through invisible holes created by unhealed wounds and emotional burdens. The second is destiny thieves, relationships assigned to extract your resources without ever pouring back into you. The third trap is misaligned environments, places, jobs, and situations that drain your finances because they don't match your divine assignment. The fourth is delayed obedience, where hesitation in following divine instruction creates financial penalties you never knew existed. The fifth trap is household warfare, ancestral financial patterns and generational curses, specifically targeting your bloodline's wealth. Look at your family history. Do you see the pattern? Financial lack repeating itself generation after generation isn't coincidence, it's orchestrated. Listen, I know you're watching quietly, just taking everything in. But chosen ones like you don't come across these messages by accident. If this is touching your soul, hit that subscribe button. Don't keep walking through spiritual warfare alone when a whole family of chosen ones is right here with you. The sixth trap is emotional spending, where the enemy uses your deepest hurts to trigger financial decisions that comfort temporarily but drain permanently. The seventh trap is spiritual overgiving, where your God-given generosity is manipulated, causing you to sow into soil never assigned to you. The eighth trap is hidden spiritual attacks, strategic financial emergencies that appear precisely when breakthrough approaches. And the ninth trap is undervalued worth, where you charge pennies for gifts that cost you diamonds because you don't see what heaven sees in you. Which of these traps resonated most deeply with your spirit? That recognition is the Holy Spirit confirming where your breakthrough needs to begin. Your financial DNA was altered without your permission. The constant drain wasn't your fault. But now that these traps have been exposed in the light, they lose their power over you. Knowledge isn't just power, it's freedom. Now let's examine the first trap more closely: spiritual leakage. Your money isn't just disappearing, it's escaping through invisible holes created by emotional wounds you may not even know you're carrying. Think of your financial life as a vessel meant to contain blessing, but trauma, rejection, abandonment, and grief have created cracks in this vessel. No matter how much pours in, it cannot stay because the container itself is damaged. This is why financial strategies alone haven't worked for you. You've been trying to fill a leaking vessel without repairing the cracks first. These wounds often come from childhood moments when you were made to feel worthless, undeserving, or small. Perhaps a parent said, "We can't afford that." So often, that lack became your identity. Maybe you were shamed about wanting nice things. Or perhaps you watched your family struggle and subconsciously vowed to never desire more than survival. These soul injuries create an invisible agreement with poverty that your conscious mind doesn't even know exists. Even more dangerous are the wounds disguised as virtues. Being humble about money, taking pride in struggling, believing that spiritual people shouldn't desire wealth. These aren't godly attitudes, they're clever leaks designed to keep you financially drained while feeling spiritually superior about it. Every time increase comes, something within you becomes uncomfortable, almost guilty, and unconsciously creates a way for that money to exit quickly. Notice who appears in your life the moment financial blessing arrives. These aren't random encounters. Some people are unknowingly assigned to be leak points in your finances, always in crisis, always needing help exactly when your increase comes. God isn't exposing this to make you suspicious of others. He's revealing it because your breakthrough requires addressing both the internal wounds and the external drains simultaneously. Today, divine healing begins in your financial foundation. God is sealing the cracks in your vessel. The spiritual leaks that have drained your resources for years are being repaired by His hand. Chosen one. Not everyone in your life is assigned to your destiny. Some were sent to delay it, drain it, and if possible, destroy it entirely. Today, God is exposing the destiny thieves who have been targeting your finances. These connections come with smiles but carry hidden motives. They appear right when increase arrives in your life. They create emergencies that only your money can solve. They make you feel guilty for having when they lack. They position themselves as victims needing rescue. But only your rescue, and always with financial implications. You've sensed something wasn't right, but dismissed it as paranoia. Your spirit detected the drain, but your heart overruled with compassion. This wasn't your fault. Your generosity is a divine gift, but the enemy has been using that very gift as an access point to your resources. Remember that friend who only calls when they need something? That family member who makes you feel responsible for their financial struggles? That ministry partner who always has a crisis right when God blesses you? These aren't coincidences. They're assignments against your increase. The most dangerous destiny thieves aren't strangers. They're intimates. People who know your heart, understand your compassion, and leverage your loyalty. They study your patterns and strike when you're most vulnerable to emotional manipulation. God is revealing this pattern because it's time for divine separation, not out of unforgiveness, but out of necessary protection for your purpose. The resources God sends you are meant for specific kingdom assignments, not to fund relationships that continuously drain without ever supporting your growth. This isn't about becoming cold or suspicious. It's about becoming a wise steward of both your heart and your finances. It's about recognizing that some connections were only meant for a season, not a lifetime. It's about understanding that saying no to financial drains isn't being selfish. It's being obedient to divine boundaries. Today, God is giving you supernatural discernment to recognize the destiny thieves in your life. The constant financial requests, the guilt trips, the emergencies that only target your resources, the subtle jealousy when God blesses you. All these signs are being illuminated by divine light. Stop right here. If you haven't subscribed yet, ask yourself why. Every time you search for clarity, every time you feel overwhelmed, God guides you to messages like this. Don't reject what heaven is trying to give you. Subscribe so you stay connected to the voice that lifts you when no one else does. Chosen one. Have you noticed how some places drain your energy, peace, and finances, while others seem to naturally increase all three? This isn't imagination, this is spiritual alignment, and God is revealing how misaligned environments have been stealing your financial increase. Every chosen one has divinely assigned territories where their gifts flourish and their resources multiply. But many stay too long in places never meant for their permanent dwelling. You can plant the same seed in two different soils and get entirely different harvests. This principle applies not just to agriculture, but to your calling and finances. The wrong job, location, housing, or ministry setting can create constant financial warfare that no amount of hard work can overcome. When you're in misalignment, increase becomes impossible, not because God isn't blessing, but because you're trying to bloom in soil that rejects your specific seed. Pay attention to where your money constantly drains without explanation. That apartment where the rent is affordable, but somehow you can never get ahead. That job that pays well but costs you in constant car repairs and health issues. That city where opportunities abound, but your resources never seem to stabilize. These aren't random challenges. They're confirmation of misalignment. Your spirit has been feeling the push, the discomfort, the nagging sense that, I don't belong here anymore. That tension isn't anxiety, it's divine guidance. That restlessness isn't discontent, it's holy dissatisfaction designed to move you toward your assigned territory. Many chosen ones resist this movement because they fear the unknown. They choose familiar struggle over unfamiliar increase. They stay in Egypt because at least they know how the system works, even if that system oppresses them financially. But God is saying, your promised land exists. There are places where your gifts will be valued, your purpose will be embraced, and your finances will stabilize and grow. These environments aren't just physical locations, but spiritual alignments where heaven's economy flows freely into your life. Today, receive divine clarity about your assigned environments. God is highlighting which doors need to close and which need to open. He's showing you where financial drainage will stop and supernatural provision will begin. Chosen one, there's a hidden price attached to every divine instruction you postpone. Every time God tells you to move, give, separate, launch, or step out, and you hesitate, the enemy creates a financial penalty you never agreed to but are unconsciously paying. This truth may shake you. Every day you delay your divine assignment costs you exactly $1,440, $1 for every minute of missed divine timing. This isn't a random number. This is the daily cost of postponed purpose. Count the days, months, and years you've known what to do but haven't done it. Calculate the financial impact of that delay. The business God told you to start 3 years ago, what would your income be today if you'd obeyed immediately? The move He instructed you to make, how much have you spent fighting battles you were never meant to face because you stayed too long? Delayed obedience isn't just procrastination, it's permission for the enemy to attack resources that should have been protected by prompt obedience. Remember when God told you to leave that job, but fear kept you there 6 months longer? Those weren't just difficult months, they were expensive months. The relationship He told you to end that drained another year of your resources. The investment opportunity your spirit leaped at but your logic talked you out of. These weren't just missed opportunities, they were scheduled blessings that couldn't reach you because you weren't positioned where God needed you to be. Financial delay is often the direct result of delayed obedience. The provision was released from heaven on time, but you weren't in position to receive it because you hesitated to move when God said move. This isn't about condemnation, it's about revelation. God isn't highlighting past delays to shame you, but to awaken you to the urgency of now. Today's instructions carry tomorrow's provision. What has God been telling you to do that you've been postponing? What step of faith have you been analyzing instead of taking? What divine nudge have you been debating instead of obeying? Your financial breakthrough is tied to your obedience breakthrough. The moment you move is the moment heaven's economy begins flowing in your direction. The resources you need are waiting in the place of your obedience, not your deliberation. God is releasing a spirit of courage today that will override the fear of movement. He's breaking the cycle of analysis paralysis that has kept you financially frozen. He's empowering you to act quickly when he speaks, because in the kingdom economy, timing isn't just important, it's everything. Your next level of provision is locked inside your next act of obedience, and it cannot be released retroactively. It must be claimed through prompt response to divine instruction. Chosen one, your financial breakthrough isn't just being fought in the spiritual realm. It's being contested at your family table, in your bloodline, and through generations you never met, but whose decisions still affect your money today. Many of your financial struggles originated before you were born. The constant debt cycles, the inability to save, the strange resistance to wealth building, the mysterious loss of inheritance. These aren't just your personal challenges, they're generational patterns with spiritual roots. Look closely at your family's relationship with money across generations. Do you see the same financial struggles repeating, the same sudden losses, the same inability to maintain wealth? These aren't coincidences or bad genetics. They're evidence of household warfare, specifically targeting your family's resources. Some of your ancestors made agreements with poverty not by choice, but through survival mechanisms that became spiritual bindings. Others experienced financial betrayal so devastating that they unconsciously cursed wealth itself, viewing it as dangerous or corrupting. Still others made statements like, "We'll never be rich," or "Money always brings trouble," that became prophetic declarations over your bloodline. You're fighting money battles that began decades or even centuries ago. Financial struggles that seemed personal to you are actually the continuation of warfare against your entire lineage. This revelation isn't to discourage you, it's to explain why conventional financial strategies haven't worked in your life. You've been applying individual solutions to generational problems. But here's the divine breakthrough. God has positioned you as the financial circuit breaker in your bloodline. You are the one chosen to stand at the generational crossroads and declare, "The cycle stops with me." The attacks against your finances have been so persistent because the enemy knows you carry the anointing to break poverty mentality, not just for yourself, but for your entire family, line past, present, and future. Today, God is giving you authority to cancel financial agreements you never personally made, but have been affecting you spiritually. He's empowering you to reverse curses spoken over your bloodline's resources. He's revealing the root causes of financial struggle so you can address the source, not just the symptoms. Your financial deliverance will impact generations you'll never meet. The battles you're winning today are creating freedom for children not yet born. Chosen one. The enemy knows he can't stop your blessing, so he tricks you into spending it before it fulfills its divine purpose. This isn't just about impulse buying, it's about emotional wounds being weaponized against your financial stability. Have you noticed how shopping becomes most tempting when you're feeling rejected? How the urge to spend intensifies after conflict or disappointment? How treating yourself becomes necessary after emotional pain? These aren't random patterns, they're calculated triggers designed to create financial drainage through emotional vulnerability. Your sensitivity is both your greatest gift and your greatest financial weakness. You feel things deeply, both joy and pain. And in those moments of deep feeling, especially pain, the enemy whispers, "Buy something to feel better. You deserve it after what you've been through." This isn't just marketing, it's spiritual manipulation targeting your emotional needs. Look back at your biggest unnecessary purchases. Weren't they often made during or immediately after emotional storms? The expensive item you bought after being overlooked for promotion, the impulsive travel you booked after relationship disappointment, the luxury purchase that followed family conflict. These spending patterns create a dangerous cycle. Emotional pain triggers financial decisions, which create financial stress, which creates more emotional pain, which triggers more financial decisions. And with each rotation of this cycle, your resources drain while your emotional needs remain unmet. True comfort can't be purchased. Real healing doesn't come with a price tag. Divine peace isn't sold in stores or available online. God is breaking this cycle today by addressing the root cause. He's healing the emotional wounds that drive your spending habits, the need for validation, the hunger for comfort, the desire to feel valued or worthy. He's revealing how the enemy has been connecting your emotional pain directly to your wallet. Your breakthrough begins with recognizing the difference between needs and triggers, between actual necessities and emotional compensation, between divine provision and emotional pacification. Today, God is separating your emotions from your financial decisions. He's teaching your heart to seek Him for comfort instead of seeking temporary relief through spending. He's breaking the enemy's access to your finances through your feelings. Chosen one, your generosity isn't the problem. It's that you've been pouring into dry wells instead of fertile soil. God is recalibrating your giving to align with divine purpose, not just human need. Your heart is naturally generous. When someone asks, you give. When you see need, you respond. When tears flow, your wallet opens. This compassion reflects God's nature in you, but the enemy has twisted this virtue into a financial vulnerability. Not everyone who requests your resources is assigned to receive them. Not every need you encounter is yours to meet. Not every hand extended toward you is divinely connected to your purpose. This truth might challenge you. Some of your financial struggles come from giving to the wrong people, wrong ministries, and wrong causes, not because they're bad, but because they aren't your divine assignment. Kingdom giving operates differently than emotional giving. Kingdom giving is strategic, purposeful, and aligned with specific divine mandates. Emotional giving responds to manipulation, obligation, and fear. Fear of appearing selfish, fear of disappointing others, fear of not being Christian enough. Remember how often you've given from pressure rather than peace? How you've supported causes that didn't bear fruit? How you've funded people who showed no growth or stewardship? These weren't just financial decisions, they were spiritual misalignments. God is teaching you the power of sacred no. The ability to decline financial requests without guilt when your spirit doesn't confirm the connection. This isn't selfishness, it's stewardship. It's recognizing that your resources aren't infinite and must be directed toward your specific kingdom assignments. The recalibration begins with asking different questions. Not just, is this a good cause? But is this my cause? Not just, does this person need help? But, am I the one assigned to help them? Not just, will this do good? But, will this fulfill God's specific direction for my resources? Your giving will increase in this season, but so will your discernment about where to give. You'll say yes with greater conviction and no without guilt. You'll recognize the difference between God-ordained giving that multiplies and emotional giving that merely depletes. Stop right here. If you haven't subscribed yet, ask yourself why. Every time you search for clarity, every time you feel overwhelmed, God guides you to messages like this. Don't reject what heaven is trying to give you. Subscribe so you stay connected to the voice that lifts you when no one else does. Chosen one. Hear this truth. The closer you get to your financial breakthrough, the more violent the attacks will become. The enemy doesn't fight hardest at the beginning of your journey. He fights hardest right before your victory. Have you noticed how financial emergencies appear most frequently right before major blessings? How your car breaks down the week before your promotion? How unexpected bills arrive days before your increase? How health issues requiring payment emerge right when resources are finally accumulating? This isn't coincidence, it's calculated warfare. The enemy studies your patterns and times his attacks precisely when breakthrough is imminent. He creates financial fires that force you to use the very resources meant for your elevation. These attacks often come in threes: one emergency you can handle, a second that stretches you thin, and a third that seems impossible. This strategic sequence is designed to drain not just your finances, but your faith, to make you question God's provision, to convince you that increase will always be followed by decrease. Your greatest financial tests will always come right before your greatest financial testimonies. The storm intensifies not because you're doing something wrong, but because you're doing something right. You're on the edge of elevation that will change everything. The enemy's desperation reveals your destiny's importance. He wouldn't fight so hard against your finances if your prosperity didn't threaten his plans. The intensity of the attack directly reflects the significance of what's coming next in your life. The most dangerous moment in this pattern is when fear replaces faith, when the emergency seems more real than the promise, when the visible problem overshadows the invisible provision, when temporary pressure makes you doubt permanent purpose. God is strengthening your spiritual vision today to see beyond the attack to the breakthrough it's attempting to block. He's giving you supernatural endurance to withstand the final assault before victory. He's exposing the enemy's timing so you recognize these attacks for what they truly are: last-ditch efforts to prevent inevitable elevation. What looks like disaster is actually confirmation. What feels like abandonment is actually alignment. What appears to be the end of your financial hope is actually the beginning of your financial testimony. God is sending divine protection over your finances in this critical season. The attacks that destroyed previous opportunities will not succeed this time. The warfare that once delayed, you will now display God's power in your life. What the enemy meant to drain you will actually train you for sustained prosperity. Your elevation is not just coming, it's already in motion, which is precisely why the warfare has intensified. Hold your position, guard your faith, protect your peace. The breakthrough on the other side of this battle will be worth everything you're enduring right now. Chosen one. You've been charging pennies for what cost you diamonds because you don't see what heaven sees in you. You've been undervaluing your gifts, undercharging for your expertise, and undermining your worth not from humility, but from a distorted view of your value. God is revealing a painful truth today. Much of your financial struggle comes not from external attacks, but from internal devaluation. You've been setting prices based on what you think others will pay, rather than what your gifts are truly worth. You've been comparing your rates to people who don't carry your anointing. You've been apologizing for charging at all, when you should be confidently declaring your value. This isn't pride. It's proper stewardship of divine investment. God didn't spend years developing your gifts, healing your wounds, and refining your character so you could give it all away at discount prices. He invested heavily in you because your return on that investment is meant to fund kingdom purposes. Look at how you hesitate when naming your price. Notice how you feel guilty asking to be paid what you're worth. Observe how quickly you offer discounts before anyone even negotiates. These aren't signs of humility, they're evidence of a value system that doesn't align with heaven's view of you. False humility sounds spiritual, but has devastating financial consequences. It keeps you working harder for less return. It attracts clients who want your gifts, but don't value them enough to invest properly. It creates resentment that eventually diminishes your passion and creativity. Today, God is giving you a supernatural encounter with your true worth. He's removing the veil that has prevented you from seeing the value of what you carry. He's replacing the lies that told you charging less makes you more spiritual, or that financial struggle somehow makes you more authentic. Your gifts cost heaven everything. They were purchased by the blood of Jesus, developed through years of suffering and refinement, and entrusted to you as precious investments not to be devalued, discounted, or diminished. God is recalibrating your internal price sheet today. He's aligning your sense of value with His declaration of your worth. He's giving you courage to charge appropriately, speak confidently about your rates, and stand firmly in the value of what you offer. This isn't just about making more money, it's about honoring what God has placed within you. It's about creating the financial foundation required for your gifts to reach their full expression and impact. It's about stepping into abundance that glorifies the God who abundantly invested in you. What looks like financial crisis in the world is actually divine repositioning for the chosen ones. While many see economic uncertainty, God is revealing a hidden truth. A supernatural wealth transfer is underway, moving resources from the hands of the wicked to the hands of the righteous, who will steward them for kingdom purposes. This isn't just a financial shift, it's a spiritual realignment of resources. For generations, the enemy has controlled vast wealth, using it to fund corruption, addiction, and darkness. But God has been preparing a company of chosen ones, with both the character and capacity to handle sudden increase. You've been in preparation longer than you realized. Those financial struggles weren't just tests, they were training. Those seasons of lack weren't punishment, they were preparation for abundance. God was developing your character before He could trust you with uncommon wealth. Watch for unexpected financial blessings that appear suddenly and from unlikely sources. An inheritance from someone you barely knew. A business opportunity that finds you instead of you finding it. A property that becomes available at a fraction of its worth. A connection that opens doors to resources you never pursued. These aren't coincidences, they're divine transfers beginning to flow toward those positioned to receive them. But here's the critical truth. This wealth transfer isn't meant for personal luxury or status, it's meant for kingdom advancement. The resources coming to you have assignments attached to them. They're not for hoarding but for flowing through you to fund God's purposes in this generation. The test of character comes after the blessing arrives. Many can worship God through hardship, but few maintain their devotion through sudden prosperity. Many pray faithfully during lack, but grow prayerless during abundance. Many depend on God when bills loom, but forget Him when bank accounts swell. Your preparation has been so thorough because your assignment with these resources is so significant. God isn't just changing your financial status. He's entrusting you with kingdom capital that will fund ministries, launch businesses, support missions, create jobs, and break poverty cycles. This wealth transfer is both a blessing and a responsibility. A divine trust placed in the hands of those who understand money is merely a tool for kingdom purposes, not an end in itself. Your heart has been prepared to receive without being changed by what you receive. God doesn't just want to restore what was taken, He wants to multiply it 7 times over. The years of financial struggle, the delayed dreams, the sacrificed opportunities, none of it was wasted. God kept divine records of everything stolen, and now He's initiating supernatural restoration that defies natural timelines. Financial acceleration is coming to your life. What should have taken decades will manifest in months. Opportunities that normally require years of climbing will appear suddenly. Doors that typically open only through long relationship building will swing wide through divine connection. You won't just recover, you'll advance beyond where you would have been if the theft had never occurred. This isn't just restoration, it's multiplication. Not just recovery, but supernatural advantage. God is compressing time in your favor, collapsing distances that would normally take years to cross. Watch how quickly things change once this restoration begins. Projects that seemed stalled will suddenly gain momentum. Ideas that had no funding will attract unexpected investors. Skills you developed during hardship will become your greatest financial assets. The very experiences that cost you will become the wisdom others pay you for. Divine connections are being formed right now. People you haven't met who hold keys to your next level. These aren't just business contacts. They're divine appointments with individuals who recognize the anointing on your life and want to invest in your purpose. The most beautiful part of this restoration is how it transforms you from recipient to river. As increase comes, you'll find yourself helping others overcome the very challenges you faced. Your financial testimony will become the blueprint for others' deliverance. You'll recognize the look of desperation in someone's eyes because you once carried it yourself, and now you'll have the resources to help, not just the empathy to understand. This creates a powerful full-circle moment. What once trapped you becomes the trap you help others escape. The financial wisdom you gain through hardship becomes the guidance that prevents others from suffering as long as you did. The doors that were closed to you become the very doors you open for others. This restoration carries both deep gratitude and sacred responsibility. Gratitude for the God who kept His promise to restore, and responsibility to ensure that your restoration becomes a pathway for others. Your testimony isn't just for you, it's for everyone still waiting for their breakthrough to manifest. Chosen one. Your financial breakthrough was never about money, it was about funding your divine assignment on earth. Everything God has been restoring, healing, and establishing in your finances points to something far greater than personal comfort. It points to kingdom legacy. Today, God is revealing the ultimate purpose behind your financial restoration. You are being positioned to establish wealth patterns that will outlive you. Your financial breakthrough isn't just for your generation, it's for generations yet unborn who will benefit from the cycles of blessing you're establishing today. Most people think in terms of years, some think in terms of decades, but God is calling you to think in terms of centuries, to make financial decisions today that will still be bearing fruit long after you've gone to glory. This isn't about leaving an inheritance in a will, it's about establishing covenant wealth that perpetuates purpose across generations. Look beyond your immediate needs to the legacy opportunities before you. The business that could employ hundreds, the ministry that could impact thousands, the investments that could fund kingdom advancement for decades, the properties that could house divine purposes long after your name is forgotten. God is downloading financial wisdom that extends beyond conventional strategy. He's revealing investment opportunities connected to kingdom purposes. He's highlighting business models that solve problems while creating sustainable wealth. He's showing you how to build financial systems that don't depend on your personal labor, but generate increase automatically. This level of thinking requires you to break free from survival mentality completely. You can no longer make financial decisions based solely on immediate needs or personal desires. You must evaluate every opportunity through the lens of generational impact and kingdom advancement. The wealth coming to your hands isn't meant to elevate your lifestyle, but to establish God's covenant purposes on earth. Your personal needs will be abundantly met, but that's just the beginning of God's financial plan for your life. The real assignment begins after your needs are covered. There's a final test coming, a divine examination of how you handle the first major increase. Many have passed every test in lack, only to fail the test of abundance. Many have maintained faith through poverty, only to lose their first love through prosperity. Many have stayed humble in need, only to grow proud in plenty. But you will be different. Your heart has been prepared. Your character has been fortified. Your purpose has been clarified. When abundance comes, it won't change your identity, it will simply amplify your assignment. Today marks the complete transformation of your financial mindset. No more thinking like a survivor. No more operating from scarcity. No more making decisions from fear. You are stepping fully into kingdom wealth consciousness, where resources flow not just to you, but through you. Where increase isn't measured in dollars, but in impact. Where success isn't about what you accumulate, but about what you distribute. This is your legacy moment. Everything that was stolen is being restored for a purpose greater than personal comfort. Every financial breakthrough is preparation for kingdom advancement. Every resource coming to your hands has an eternal assignment attached to it. Before you go, chosen one, don't forget, the fact that you made it to the end of this message means something. Your spirit needed this. Don't walk away without subscribing. It costs nothing, but it means everything for the journey God is taking you on. Join the family. Your breakthrough might be in the next video.